most important question that any of these people calling you and telling you they can help you get to the top of that mountain, that they should be asking you, is this one. Because ultimately this is about your business, not ours. And if you think about who most of these people are who are calling you, hey, I'm Bob from Yelp, it's all about ratings and reviews, give me $300 a month and we'll fix your ratings and reviews. And I'm Joanne from Wix and it's all about having a great mobile website, give me $300 a month and I'll give you a great mobile website. And then Yodel calls you and Reach Local calls, and for every single one of these businesses, the old saying, if all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail, they have one thing to sell you, they're going to sell you that one thing, because really what they're focused on is their one thing. What this conversation should be about is not our hammer, but your business. And it should really start with, how is your business doing in addressing that mountain? What about those things are important to you? And what could moving the needle in any one or several of those areas mean for your business? And so if any of these things that we're talking about tonight are interesting and you wanted to have a follow-up conversation about it, the way we'd start is exactly that. There's neat little applications that exist on the web. This is one called Buzzboard that take all of the information and data out there on the web and present to you in a very simple, easy to consume format what your business looks like to the internet. Most specifically to Google, they'll give you a score. So you kind of think of it like a score on a high school biology test. This business got a 25. This is not
my donut shop.
Not his donut shop. 25 is pretty bad. And what it does, it goes through everything that we talked about today, and essentially gives you a really simple red check mark, or red X's, you would imagine, bad, green check marks, good, and little red exclamation points inside a triangle when it's kind of questionable. And you can see that this business is not claimed on a lot of their directories. They don't have much success in social media. They have 3 mentions, 2-star reviews. But most importantly, what you can do with one of these audits, number one is you can look at how your business is doing in all of these areas. And you can see how you stack up against your competitors. And that's one of the reasons you have little cards on your chairs next to you. Just if you write down who a couple of your competitors are, we would start any conversation with you guys. Look, here's what your business looks like to the internet. Here's how that's compared to a couple of your key competitors. Oftentimes you'll see that one or more of your competitors is 20, 30, 40 points ahead of you. And you can think about a defensive conversation of what do I have to do to close that gap? Or what does that gap mean to me in terms of my business? In other cases, you might see that you and your competitors are all more or less in the same place. You've all got about a 65. And you can think about an offensive advantage conversation. What would it mean to your business in terms of a competitive differentiator if you were the one that had the 80 or the 90? But most importantly, it lays it out for you in a format where you can have a very simple, buzzword-free, no techno jargon, mumbo-jumbo conversation about what would it mean to your business to turn some of those red X's into green check marks. What would it cost? How long would it take? How would you know when that's happening? And most importantly, what would that potentially mean for your business in terms of what you actually care about, which is people calling you on the phone, coming into your store, or becoming leads for your business. And that, I would argue, is really how a conversation about these products and services for your business really should go. And in my experience, it's not the way most of these conversations from most companies selling these things go, which is why we created this business, because you deserve better than what you're getting. So if any of that is at all interesting, where'd Cindy go? Cindy's going to tell you how you might want to talk to somebody about that if you wanted to. I'll hold that.
Thanks again, everybody, for, I gotta say it, for fighting the weather to come out here tonight. We're really excited that you're here to be a part of this launch for us today. I do have a couple of additional introductions that I want to make. First of all, I want to give a shout out to our audio master light guy back there. He's Neil Oberg is the VP of our digital VP of digital for Morgan Murphy, our company, and he was really instrumental in working on a strategy to come up with this business and partnering and introducing all of us to Troy and to James and creating this company. So it's been really exciting that way. I also want to make some introductions for the marketing consultants and our team at WKBT Phase 3. If you want to stand up, you guys, just so that everybody recognizes where you are in the room. I want to make sure that you know, as you join us downstairs for cocktails and some great food from Piggy's, these are the individuals. If you have some questions, bend their ear. We can pull James and Troy over. We can have conversations, some engaging conversation in terms of any questions that you have that don't get covered in our Q&A here today. Some of you might be wondering, what are the next steps? James referenced the cards on your chair. All of you guys have those. Really the next steps is fill that card out, and the next step is we will have a meeting with you. We want to engage in conversation. It's just an extension of conversation of what you're hearing today. There's no obligation. This is complimentary. We actually had somebody in the last session kind of like, well, you know, people bill by the hour for this stuff. How much is this conversation going to cost me? This is free. This is not, we're not strong-arming you. We're not going to sell you anything. This is literally an extension of this conversation, but more focused on your business so that you can look at your, what I call your digital report card. You get to see those green checks and see what's working. You get to see the right X's and see where do we need to improve. And then we'll have a conversation about what could we do for you, or what steps could you take? That's really the conversation. So I would recommend and encourage you, fill the card out. We actually have calendars here, so if you know what your schedule is like, I highly encourage you. You can actually set that up as you check out tonight. You can schedule an appointment for the next few weeks. Troy's going to be here. He's going to be available to consult with you and take a look at your report card and look at your competitors so that you can see how you stack up. So it's a great high quality conversation that we can continue to have